witches. Okay, so this is going to be week 8 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. And I want to apologize that it has been about a week since I've made... Oh my gosh. Sorry, I did not know that was there. It has been about a week since I've made week 7s. And I know I said I was going to be making a couple videos a week, which I am trying to. It's what I have been doing. Just this past week has been extremely crazy. So, week 8 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge is... Do you have a matron patron deity, and how did you find them? My matron, my goddess, is Diana. I guess you could also say I work with Dionysus, her consort. But I work with him as her consort. And I do, like I've said in a couple other videos, I am very strongly drawn to the male energy of he of the deep-wooded places, especially lately within the past couple months, when the seasons really started to change into the beginning of winter. So I have been more drawn lately than ever to the male energies of the god, to he of the deep-wooded places. And for a really long time in my practice, it wasn't like that. I was mainly just drawn to Diana, and I worked with Dionysus as the male energy, as her consort, but I didn't have a close relationship with him yet. So I feel like that is starting to grow more, but also as that grows more with that male energy, I'm also starting to find myself more closely involved with Hermes. He is a very strong trickster crossroads deity. He is someone that is very near and dear to me lately, and I've become very close with him. I worked with him with a couple different things when I was especially working with my ancestors into traveling into the other planes, like doing path workings involving the elven beings. He has been there. A really good book to actually start to work with Hermes, to start with him and the elven beings and your ancestral memory, is The Cauldron of Memory by Raven Gramassi. I've showed it in another video. Hold on, sweet girl. I showed it in another video, and that's really when I really started to realize how drawn I was to him. So that's a good way. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of information about him in that book. It really just teaches you how to connect with him on another plane. And basically you take it from there. So I worked with that book for a while, and I have kind of taken a break from working with that book since I've been working with my classes online. Hold on, sweetie. Seren, stop, please. But yeah, so he has been somebody that lately, within the past couple months, I've really started to grow a strong connection with. Diana, she of the White Round, she will always be my goddess. She will always be my lady. Serenity, please stop banging on that right now. Hold on, honey, mommy's recording, okay? She has always been there ever since I was a little kid, and I was in school and I was learning about mythology. She has been there. She has always been the goddess I have been the most drawn to. Artemis, her Greek counterpart, I guess you could say, I wasn't as strongly drawn to her as I was Diana. Diana has been the goddess my entire life that I have just known there is something about. Like, when I was younger, I would have a struggle because I loved her so much. I loved everything about her. But I didn't understand. Sorry about that. I had to pause it for a minute. Okay, where was I? Diana. Ever since I was a little kid, I didn't understand the hunter aspect of her. When I was younger, I was a vegetarian for most of my life. I actually just stopped being a vegetarian a couple years ago. So the fact that she was the goddess of animals, the goddess of the moon, that spoke to me in more ways than you can imagine. That was who I was. It was a part of me. The moon and animals and nature, it was a part of myself that I had always been so drawn to and attracted to. And she embodied that. She embodied me, my whole essence, the way I was and the way I wanted to be. And I fought with myself for a long time because she was also the goddess of the hunt. And growing up as a young child, like, I didn't understand what that really meant. I would always be like, why would she be the goddess of hunt if she's the protector of the animals? Like, it didn't make sense to me, obviously, because I was so young. So I would like have a issue really being completely one with her because of that. And that was my mistake. And I was just young. I didn't understand. So as I got older and being more and more drawn to her, and when I really, really was like, you know what, I can't hide it anymore, I'm a witch, when I finally was of age to be able to tell myself, I'm not going to let someone else tell me because witchcraft isn't right to them, that it's not right for me. When I finally decided, you know what, fuck what you say, what you think, fuck you, I'm a witch, as when I finally just let go. And I really was like, she was there, and she's always been there, and she has spoken to me my entire life, and she has protected me and guided me. And so that's when I really was able to let go and really connect with her on that deeper level and truly understand what that meant when she said that she was the goddess of the hunt. It wasn't that she was cruel to animals, but she's the protectress. She is the goddess of nature. She's also the... Hold on, honey. I get you dressed like... Yes, hold on 1 second. Wait 1 second. Sorry. My daughter wants me to dress her up like a princess, and I will, because she's so beautiful, but she's just 1 second. But so, and to be the animals hunt. That's in their nature. And that's something that I just didn't understand, like, when I was younger. But all animals have to hunt. Even my phone just fell. Sorry about that. All right. Anyway, even for a animal that is a herbivore, like, let's say, they have to hunt for their food. So they're scavengers. They have to find it. They have to grab it. They have to hold it. They have to keep it safe. So no matter what animal you are, whether you're herbivore, an omnivore, or a carnivore, you still have to hunt for your food. You have to be a hunter and a gatherer. So that's something that really took me a long time to really grasp. Animals, most of them, especially the animals that are close to her, are carnivores. She is... Hold on, sweet girl. So that is where the hunter aspect comes from. You have to... I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, and I'm sorry. So to really connect with her on that level, I really had to connect with that aspect of her as well. Wolves are very close to her. They're carnivores. So that's, I think, also really when I stopped being a vegetarian. Not saying that had anything to do with her. Not saying that you can't be a vegetarian and work with her. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying I really noticed it in my life as when I transitioned from not being a vegetarian anymore and really starting to become one with who I am as a witch and one with who I am as working with Diana, is when, it all kind of came together in its own way. And I really was able to understand everything about it. But she is the goddess of the moon. She is the creatress. She, in Thuragaria, she is the creatress goddess. She is the one and all. She is earth. She is the water. She is everything. And to me, that had always made so much sense because of how much I've always completely adored her and completely felt safe and one with her. So as I started to learn more about Stragaria and learn more about who she was in that tradition, Stragaria, Diana, and Diana, the Roman goddesses, and there's different stories. Like with all gods and goddesses, there are different versions and different stories. She is differently portrayed. Hold on, Serenity. In Stragaria than she is in regular Roman mythology. So you really have to look into that too. You can find the stories everywhere. It's, look online, read them. Aradia, Gospel of the Witches by Charles Leland. It's a great book to read, also about learning about Diana. But also take into account a lot of the things in that book are not, I don't want to say not true, but there is kind of a putting down of witches in that book. So take that into account before you start to read it, if if it's going to make you upset. It's a book that I really want because it does speak to me in a lot of ways about Diana and about my heritage because I am Italian. So, but that's a whole different other topic. So I really started to become Serenity. You need to stop, honey, please. Okay, I'm coming. Serenity, please stop. So Diana, I really became close with her and started to learn about her at a very young age. I had already been into witches and witchcraft and things like that, though, so it was more like that was my next step into things that I was interested in, because witches and the occult and magic and all that stuff I'd already been interested in. So when I started to really learn about Diana in school, it kind of really added to that. And as I grew up, I had learned more and more about her until now. She is me. She is with me at all times, even when I'm not talking to her directly for a couple days because I'm busy or whatever. I still honor her, and I feel her presence is with me, especially at night. It doesn't have to be a full moon. It just looking up at the sky, I feel her presence. And now that I'm really working with Ash, Birch, and Willow, I don't always call on her directly as Diana. I speak to her as she of the White Round. And that to me is it's a very big transition, but it's in a good way. Because she is always going to be my goddess. She is always going to be my main deity, my goddess. She is always going to be my one. But I feel like I'm speaking to her more as a whole, because when I say she of the right round, I'm not only speaking to her essence as the goddess of the moon. It is still her essence as the nature, as the earth, as the hunt, as the animal and the protector. She is a goddess of fertility and motherhood. She is the goddess of everything to me. And because of the moon, she is one with the ocean. I love the ocean. So even though I'm speaking to her as the White Round, I still feel her whole essence, and it kind of gives me another step. It's kind of confusing, and I'm probably not making that much sense, but that is where I'm at right now in my practice, working with her. It's a different level of working with her, where I'm not calling on her by her name. I'm calling on her essence, on her spirit, and who she is. In the tradition I'm working with now, a lot of people don't use direct names of the gods and goddesses, so she of the White Round can mean something totally different to somebody else who is in that tradition. I'm only studying right now. I have not been initiated yet. But so somebody else who we're at the same level and both learning right now, she of the White Round could be something totally different to them. It just depends. And as far as Hermes, really working with him, it is a whole new level in my practice. Like I said, a couple months ago when I was talking about the winter and that season and the change and how I started to become more close to he of the deep wooded places, to the god, to his spirit, because working with the male energy was not something that I had done very much. I have worked with him, but it's not something that I had a majorly close connection to until recently. So that made it more powerful for me, the fact that now I really do have a really close connection with him. And that is something I'm still working on. I know I made a video about working with the god, and I said that I would like to do another one, but I just don't feel like it was right yet, because I feel like I'm still learning from him. I'm still taking that information and that nature, that spirit that he is guiding me with, and I'm still trying to turn it and make it one with me. So that's really all I have to say on as far as patron deities and working with them, at least for right now. This video is kind of debris. I got Seren yelling over here, and I'm so exhausted. I went to bed at like 1 o'clock, and I've been up since like 5. So I'm extremely tired. It's my day off from work, and I still have to go to the MVA to get my car back. I have so much stuff that I need to do today, and so my mind is completely like not fully here. And I'm sorry if that's noticeable in this video. All right, you guys, blessed be. Much love. Bye.